Hey boys and girls, today we are going to be reading the book Where the Wild Things Are, Story and Pictures by Maurice Sendak. And this is going to be part of our phonics lesson for today. So I'm going to be reading the story and we're going to be doing some phonics activities after the story. Where the Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are. And this is the title page. It has the title of the story. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Maybe you've seen this video, it's a movie. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, Be still, and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. There's no words on these pages, so just look at the pictures and see what's happening. The wild things are having a party, it looks like. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up, we love you so. And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. All right. So that story was called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. And now we have some phonics activities we're going to be doing with our book. We're going to be listening with our ears, and I'm going to be saying some words in a sentence, and I want you to count with me to see how many words are in the sentence. Okay? So let's count together. As I start reading the sentence, I want you to count the words. Max wore his wolf suit. So that's 5 words in the sentence. Okay, so I want you to do the same thing. You can use your hand. You might need 2 hands. I'm going to be reading the words in a sentence, and you're going to be counting them. He made mischief. You can use your fingers. I'll read it again. Hold up your fingers and tell whoever you're with how many words you heard in that sentence. He made mischief. Should be 3. The next sentence, his mother called him Wild Thing. I'll read it again. His mother called him Wild Thing. Should have 6 fingers up for 6 words in that sentence. Next sentence, Max said, I'll eat you up. All right, so I hope you're counting with your fingers. That one should be 6. He was sent to bed. He was sent to bed. That should be 5. So 5 words in that sentence for 5 fingers. A forest grew in his room. A forest grew in his room. 6 words, so 6 fingers. Max sailed off in a private boat. Max sailed off in a private boat. That has 7 words in that sentence. He sailed in and out of weeks. He sailed in and out of weeks. 7 words in that sentence. He found the wild things. I want you to do this one. I'll read it again, and I want you to hold up your fingers and tell whoever you're with how many words are in the sentence. He found the wild things. In the next sentence, they roared terrible roars. So hold up your fingers for that sentence. They roared terrible roars. And tell how many words are in that sentence. All right, the next phonics activity we have, I'm going to be saying some parts of a word, and I want you to say the word. So for an example, if I say aid, you're just going to put those together and tell me what word that is. So that would be the word made. Okay, so I'm just going to say the sounds, and I want you to put the sounds together that you hear and say the word to whoever you're sitting with right now for this lesson. Came. That would be the word came. To aim. And you can say the word to whoever you're with. Thing. Let. Wave. Or. Soot. Int. Ow. So put those syllables together and say the word. And for the next activity, I'm going to be saying 2 words, and I want you to put those 2 words together and say the whole word. So if I say the words someone, you just put it together and it's the word someone. Okay, so I will keep practicing that. I'll say 2 words, and you're going to put them together and say the whole word. Around is the word around. Blinking. Blinking. Anything is the word anything. Mischief. Mischief. Without. Without. Goodbye is the word goodbye. Almost. Almost. Ceiling. Ceiling. Became is the word became. All right, so those are our phonics activities for this week. We're still talking about listening for words and counting how many words are in a sentence. And we are putting syllables together to make words. All right. So thank you for listening to today's phonics lesson for this week, and I will see you next week.